Hi everyone, this is Jay Alejandro, and I'd like to welcome you to the Creative Thrive Podcast, the short podcast to advocate for the writing of folks from all walks of life. Today we have a wonderful episode featuring the work of MJ Fievre. And what better way to introduce the episode than to have MJ give us a little bit of insight into her latest book series, Badass Black Girl, which we will be featuring a short reading of today, as well as some poetry, both of those read by Brenda Zamora. Thank you so much, MJ, for working with us on this, and take it away.
Hello everyone, my name is MJ Fievre, and I am the author of Empowered Black Girl. I wrote Empowered Black Girl because I understand that life, with all its noise, can be overwhelming, especially when you consider that you have competing voices within yourself to contend with. We all know that voice that says, "You're no good." This inner critic tells you not to bother, and its voice can become so ingrained in us, we forget that we don't have to listen to it. We fall into behaviors we know are not good for our self-esteem, our health, our sense of well-being, and sometimes we just feel that we can't help it. Well, I'm here to remind you that affirmations are a great way to silence that inner nag and bring positivity into your life. You can think of them as the voice of your angelic conscience. But in order to hear this voice, you have to become more conscious of what you're listening to. So the first thing I'm going to ask you is to become aware of the inner dialogue that you're having right now. How do you speak to yourself? And usually the problem is right there. We're not always kind to ourselves. So in a first step, we have to recognize that we need to be kinder toward ourselves. And then we need to come up with affirmations that will help us through our journey. So throughout the book, I've placed little stopping points for you called Affirmation Stations. The purpose of having multiple affirmations is so that you can choose one that is calling to you at the present stage of your journey, or one that just feels right for the moment. But in addition to having affirmations already written for you, I also teach you how to write your own so that you can have tailor-made affirmations, your own personal toolkit that you can use when you're having a tough time, or if you want to use affirmations as a daily practice to improve your life. Throughout the book, you'll also find quotes from badass Black women. All of these women face the same kind of hardships most of us face, but they made a conscious choice to overcome their obstacles and be bright beacons of hope for others. Use these quotes whenever you need to hear the voice of wise women. In addition to reading them, you can embroider them and frame them, hang them in conspicuous places, or tweet them. Whatever you feel will pay homage to the words and bring you closer to the message they convey. After reading this book, you will have a whole plethora of affirmations to try out. If this is your first time practicing affirmations, you may want to journal about the experience and note how you feel when you start. It's typical to feel a little uncomfortable at first. You may have a hard time, for instance, saying the words with conviction. Your palms might get a little sweaty because you're not used to being kind to yourself. You're not used to being a cheerleader for yourself. No worries, we've all been through this. Becoming more confident and secure will help you get further in life and feel better about yourself. You get this. I believe in you.
And now, a reading from MJ Fievre's book, Badass Black Girl.
There's a fire inside of you. One that can bring joy to you and those around you. It's called inner beauty. And you've probably heard of it before. Your inner beauty never needs makeup. Your outer beauty will capture the eyes. Your inner beauty will capture the heart. make yourself beautiful on the inside, and you will look beautiful on the outside. Your physical appearance says nothing or very little about your values, your state of mind, your character, or who you really are. When a badass black girl taps into her inner beauty, she discovers that she's vibrant with strength, and it makes her even more beautiful and noticeable. Inner beauty feeds your generosity, your sense of responsibility, and your passion. It teaches you humility too. You learn to question your beliefs by engaging in meaningful conversations and learning from others. And when you discover that your character traits are unpleasant, you learn to accept it and try to improve. There are many people around us who do not meet the standards of beauty established by society. And yet, these people are beautiful. They shine with a kind of light that allows us to see beyond their physical appearance, their hairstyle, their look. We appreciate them for who they are. Cut yourself some slack. How often are you mean to yourself? I'm fat. I suck. I'm ugly. Would you say those things to your best friend? Then why are you beating yourself up? Since you were a kid, you've heard it. Your looks don't make you pretty. It's the person inside you who makes you pretty. You've been taught to see inner beauty in others. It's time to make a commitment to see the beauty that exists within yourself. It's time to say, I accept myself and I love myself as I am. I accept my mistakes. I give myself permission to be vulnerable because I understand it's the key to increasing harmony in body and mind and reconnecting with my inner beauty. Once you learn to show yourself some compassion, you open your heart to finding what you truly care about, what makes you, you. And there is nothing more beautiful than to be aligned with your values. Don't wait for other people to acknowledge how badass you are. Tell yourself every day. Give yourself the recognition you deserve by changing your focus. Often, we tend to focus on our weaknesses. Focusing on your strengths is the key to being aligned with your inner beauty and being in harmony with yourself. I stand up straight and tower over my circumstances. I am beautiful, smart, and kind. I am at peace with my body and physical form. I'm on fire from within. I carry the infinite wisdom of the ages. My inner beauty defines me for who I truly am. I live in beauty and in light in all ways. I see the beauty of the world around me. The world is beautiful, and I am beautiful. I wake up every morning ready for a new day of exciting possibilities. Beauty flows with me as the beauty of the world flows in me. My world is beautiful.
And now, a few selections of poetry read by Brenda Zamora.
I will shed the parts of me that don't really matter. I wanted to be the kind of girl who'd steal smokes from her mother's purse and booze from her father's cabinet, who'd sneak into R-rated movies at the local theater and lose her virginity to an older boy who had his own car and liked to do it in the back seat, become a dangerous girl who'd drive in the middle of the road and wouldn't obey stop signs. I imagined that girl, hurried, naked, sweating with a forbidden lover on her twin-sized bed, under striped sheets and posters of boy bands, feeling no regret when daylight came, turning the sky from purple to blue, and then to a shocking bright light. I wanted to be wild, but I barely understood the language of flirting, dating, love, passion. When my papa broke the porcelain vases and my mama went to bed with a crust of tears drying on her cheeks, I stared at the dark television, and in the curve of the screen, my reflection was at the end of a long, black hallway. I walked outside and the world looked flat, and the sky was the color of the sidewalk, and the people on the street looked like people on any street. The clouds above me were bland. Everything was bland. That was before I learned to sharpen my heart like a bayonet. I know that even if I pull it out, I will not bleed to death. I can always piece myself together and give myself back to me. I can shed the parts of myself that don't really matter.
Thank you so much once again, MJ, for sharing your work with us. And for any of you out there listening who are working class creatives, who are folks who love to write, who love to share stories from all walks of life, I ask you, do not give up, do not stop that creative impulse, because we need it now more than ever. Thanks again for listening. Make art and make haste. Have a great day.